Maverick's riveting speech on comparing total cost of ownership. Buying versus leasing cars, with insights on low-end and luxury vehicles. Total cost of ownership, TCO, is a comprehensive financial estimate that enables consumers and businesses to assess the direct and indirect costs of a product or system throughout its entire life cycle. In the context of vehicles, TCO encompasses the purchase price, financing, insurance, maintenance, repairs, fuel, depreciation, and other associated expenses. Here's an expanded comparison of buying and leasing a car, along with their respective advantages and disadvantages. Buying a car. Advantages. 1. Ownership. After paying off the loan, you own the vehicle, which allows you to keep it for as long as you want or sell it to recover some of the costs. 2. No mileage restrictions. There are no limitations on the distance you can drive, making it suitable for those who frequently travel long distances. 3. Customization. You can modify or personalize the vehicle to suit your preferences. 4. Potential long-term savings. If you retain the car for an extended period, the overall cost can be lower than leasing, particularly if the vehicle has a strong resale value. 5. Equity. As you pay off your car loan, you build equity in the vehicle, which can be used as a down payment on a future car purchase. 6. No end-of-lease costs. When you own the car, you won't face additional fees for excess wear and tear or mileage overages that are common in leasing. Disadvantages. 1. Higher upfront costs. Purchasing a car typically requires a significant down payment, which can be a considerable initial expense. 2. Depreciation. The value of the car decreases over time, impacting its resale value. 3. Maintenance and repair costs. As the vehicle ages, maintenance and repair costs can increase, adding to the total cost of ownership. 4. Less frequent upgrades. Since you own the car, you may not change vehicles as often, which means you might miss out on new features and technologies. 5. Higher monthly payments. Loan payments for purchased vehicles are usually higher than lease payments because you are financing the entire cost of the car. 6. Resale responsibility. When you decide to sell the car, it is your responsibility to find a buyer and negotiate the price. Leasing a car. Advantages. 1. Lower upfront costs. Leasing typically requires a smaller down payment compared to purchasing a car. 2. Lower monthly payments. Lease payments are generally lower than loan payments because you're only paying for the depreciation that occurs during the lease term. 3. Newer vehicles. Leasing allows you to drive a new vehicle every few years, providing access to the latest features and technologies. 4. Warranty coverage. Leased cars are often under warranty for the lease duration, which can reduce maintenance and repair costs. 5. Easier budgeting. With a set lease term, you can better plan and budget for your vehicle expenses. 6. Luxury car advantage. Leasing a luxury car can be more cost-effective due to the typically high repair and maintenance costs associated with ownership. Leasing allows you to avoid these long-term costs while still enjoying the luxury experience. Disadvantages. 1. No ownership. At the end of the lease, you don't own the car, and you may need to start a new lease or purchase a vehicle. 2. Mileage restrictions. Lease contracts often have mileage limits, and exceeding these limits can result in extra fees. 3. Limited customization. Modifications to the vehicle are usually restricted or not allowed. 4. Potential long-term costs. If you continuously lease vehicles, the overall cost may be higher than purchasing a car and keeping it for a longer period. 5. End-of-lease fees. You may be charged additional fees for excess wear and tear or mileage overages when returning the leased vehicle. 6. No equity. You won't build equity in a leased vehicle, which means you won't have any ownership stake to use as a down payment on a future car purchase. Owning a low-end car can offer some advantages in terms of decreasing the total cost of ownership and making it easier to meet everyday expenses. Here's why. 1. Lower purchase price. Low-end cars generally have a lower initial purchase price, which can reduce the amount of financing needed and the associated interest costs. 2. Lower insurance premiums. Insurance costs for low-end cars are typically lower than those for luxury vehicles. 3. Lower maintenance and repair costs. Low-end cars often have less expensive parts and are easier to maintain, resulting in lower maintenance and repair costs compared to luxury cars. 4. Slower depreciation. Low-end cars may experience slower depreciation rates, which can reduce the total cost of ownership over time. 5. Better fuel economy. Low-end cars are often designed with fuel efficiency in mind, which can result in lower fuel costs. In summary, the total cost of ownership takes into account all the costs associated with owning or leasing a vehicle over its lifetime. Buying a car provides ownership and flexibility but may come with higher upfront costs and maintenance expenses. Leasing a car offers lower upfront costs and access to newer vehicles but doesn't result in ownership and may have long-term cost implications if you consistently lease new cars. Owning a low-end car can be advantageous in terms of lower total cost of ownership, while leasing a luxury car can be more cost-effective due to the typically high repair and maintenance costs associated with ownership.